on the 15th of August. And after some days, some training, they go to the Middle East, to Jordan, to prepare themselves for a camp there, to play 2 international friendly. And then they come back and they play another international friendly on the 29th. That is close to 3 weeks and 3 international friendly. That was the kind of preparation as head coach I was dreaming about. But the reality is different, and we now have, from the 25th of August, we have 5 days. With 5 days of preparation, I have suggested to TFF that at least we play 1 international friendly. This 1 international friendly can be played on the 29th, on Sunday, the 29th of August, and then the day after we will have to leave for DRC Congo. So because everything there have been this discussion, now TFF is now trying to find an opponent to play on the 29th. Hopefully we will have 1 international friendly, and it has to be here in Dar es Salaam, because with only 5 days of preparation, we cannot afford to travel outside and use 2 or 3 days for traveling, because we only have 5 days of preparation here in Dar. So hopefully it will go well, that we can do 4 days of training, then play an international friendly on the 29th of August here in Dar. And we are in contact with some of our neighbors to see if they can come here and play with us. As I mentioned, we are playing the 2 games. The first one will be the 2nd of September in Lubumbashi. We will play artificial ground. And that's also the reason when we prepare here, we will prepare at artificial, either at Uhuru or at JK Park. So we are training at artificial. Then we come back, and then on the 7th of September, we have to play Madagascar here in Dar. That is the first 2 games in the first window of FIFA in September. Just for your information, if you look at the ranking of the team in our group, we are 4 teams. The DRC Congo is at the FIFA ranking number 1. They are the 61 at the moment. And then we have Benin. They are like number 80, 82 I think it's exactly. And then we have Madagascar. They are ranking number 3. They are number 100. And then the last one is Tanzania. We are ranked around 140, like 137. So that is the ranking in our group. The team selection for this time is, as always, based on the performance of the player when they play mainly in the Vodacom Premier League. Of course, we have also looked at how did the team perform last camp when we played Malawi. And there's also have an eye on how did the players perform when they went with the under-23 for the Sekafa Cup, where they took the title. So it's a combination that we need to have players who are ready to perform because they have performed well, whatever they perform for their club team or for the under-23. And then we also bring some players in which have the potential for tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. We want to groom some players. I can give you an example. I will let you know the name a little bit later. But when it comes to goalkeepers, we will have 4 goalkeepers in the beginning. When we travel, we will travel with 3 goalkeepers. So the 2 of the goalkeepers will be experienced. And then we have chosen 2 very young goalkeepers, which we believe have the potential for the day after tomorrow. And if you remember last time when I was here, some years back, Aishi Manula at that time, he was in as a young player together with the experienced goalkeeper. And then from there he was groomed, and today he's the keeper number 1 in the country. So we still want to groom some young players there as well. So let me now, I always try to practice a little bit of the Swahili. So Nataka, Kutangasa, Kikosi, cha Timu, ya Taifa, ya Tanzania, Taifa Stars. The 28 players who are selected is Aishi Manula, Emnata, and then the 2 young goalkeepers I talked about, Ramahani Kabwili and Wilbur Maseke, who was also a part of the under-23 tournament. Then we have Somari Kapombe, Israel Mwenda, Erasto Leoni, Dixon Yob, Bakari Wanyeto, Kennedy Juma, and then again 2 young players, Lusatio Ilukaka and Abdul Razak Hamza, who did a good job with the under-23. Then we have Muhammad Hussein, Nixon Kibabache, Edward Manyama, and that is the defender. When we go to the midfielder, we have Ayub Lianga, Meshak, and then we also want this time to bring Novatus Dismas in. He is actually at the moment playing for Maccabi Tel Aviv, and he is actually tonight he is in Europe to play the European Confederation Cup, and he's playing for his team. We have another player who is also playing tonight in the European, that's Samata, who is playing for Fenerbahce. And then we have Msamiro, and we have Mudati Yahaya, Faisal Salum Abubakar, and Sawadi Muya. And then we have Idi Nado, Abdul Sulaiman, and then we have Mbana Samata, John Boko, and Simon Msuva. Totally, it's 4 goalkeepers and 24 outfield players. That's 28. The day we are traveling to Congo, we will travel with 23 players. So we will leave 5 players behind us. But for the first day, we would like to have this number because we never know. There can be players who are injured. It can be the COVID test or whatever. So we need to have to be on the safe side. And we also want to give some of the youngsters to groom them for the future. And if you look at the team selection, I think the youngest players we have in the squad is like Abdul Razak and Misak. They are born 2003. Then we have Dixon, Nixon, Novatus. They are born 2002. And then we have Abdul and Ramahani and Wilbur and Israel. They are born 2000. So there is a number of young players, and at the same time, they are also the very experienced player. And of course, when you play the World Cup qualification, you play away in the first game against a strong opponent who are number 60 on the FIFA ranking, and majority of the Congo players are all coming from top level in Europe, all of them. They are playing Belgium, La Liga, Premier League, and so on. Then we need to have players who have experience and know to be strong in the situation. So I think we have a good balance of youngsters and experienced players who can support each other. I look forward to start the camp. And last time when we had the camp, there was a very, very nice harmony between all the players in the team. They like to work together outside, out the pitch and on the pitch. They were really a good, like a big football family. And that's what we want to build again, to continue to have this good respect for each other and the commitment that everyone wants to work, because it's so important that everyone comes there, because he wants to grow, he wants to be better and better, and he wants to give his strengths to the team, because first of all, it's about the Taifa Stars. Asante sana. Question? Feel free. Yes.
We have hope that we can qualify.
In football, you always have a hope. And the day you don't have hope, I will not be in the football business anymore. Because you can predict, and of course, if you predict and you look at the FIFA ranking, you can say it looks like a tough journey. But there's always a hope in football. And me, for the players and me, we are going into the World Cup qualification to be competitive and to achieve something, and then we have to see how far we go. But we have the belief, we have the hope, for sure.
Okay. Another question is that home ground is very important to be well utilized. How do you prepare for 3 matches which you play in Gaza?
3 matches at?
At our home ground because it must win?
I think, first of all, home ground is always giving the players a little bit extra comfortable. So for me, the challenge is not that I'm sure at the home ground they know the surrounding. It's more to also tell the players that when you go away, try to, I always use the picture, try to imagine you are putting some curtains around your face and the ground is the same size as home. The referee is there, there's 11 opponents, there's one ball, so try to also perform and get something. Because I know from last AFCON, I think one of the critical things was that you didn't get any point away in the away games at the AFCON. So of course you have to be strong at home, but I think that automatically the players, but they also automatically have to feel that when they go outside, yes, still believe in themselves.